Hey Sam, have you noticed all the new no smoking signs around campus?
Yeah, I saw that they're everywhere now. What do you think about that? It's a good idea or not?
Honestly, I think it's a good move. Sometimes the smoke really gets to me, especially when I'm chilling outside or trying to study.
Same here, it's such annoying when you're trying to relax but someone starts smoking nearby. Dude, can you stop that?
Exactly, and we can really avoid it, right? Even if we're not smoking, we still have to breathe in that secondhand smoke. It's pretty unfair.
Yeah, for sure, but I don't mind as much now that they have set up those designated smoking area. So if people really need to smoke, they can do it without bothering anyone else.
True, I think it's a good balance. People can still smoke, but not in the places where it affects everyone. I think it's more respectful.
For real, some people are still salty about the ban though. But I feel like it's better in the long run, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's not like they're totally banning smoking. They just want people to be more considerate. Plus, it might even help some people quit or cut down.
Didn't think of it that way. But you're right. Maybe it'll push a few people to think about their health.
Yeah, who knows? It's definitely nicer to hang out around campus now without having to dodge cigarette smoke.
Exactly. It feels like the campus is actually thinking about everyone's well-being. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurullah. Thanks for being here today. I'm excited to dive into this topic with you all. It's going to be interesting, I promise. So let's jump right in and explore what it is all about. So the topic is the question word, made by myself, Sam Nurullah. Background: question words are basic material in English grammar that are important to understand in order to more easily understand the context of question in various situations. Question words in English are divided into two types: yes no question and information question. Yes no question only require yes or no answer and do not use question words like what, when, or who, but instead begin with an auxiliary verb such as is, am, are, do, does, did, have, or modal verbs like can, could, will. This type of question is simple and direct. For example, do you like coffee? Which is simply answered with yes I do or no I don't. Understanding this structure helps us be more effective in answering and making basic questions in English. Explanation. Definition of yes no question. Everyone must have asked a question to get the answer they want, both in Indonesian and English. These questions sometimes require a long answer because they reveal a reason, and sometimes only short answers such as yes or no. What it mean by yes no question in English? So yes no question is question whose expected answer is either yes or no. That is, yes no question is form of question that requires an answer or no and does not require an answer in the form of reason. Yes no question are one of the main type of question in English that only require a yes or no question or no answer. For example, let's take the example of the question sentence above. So in conclusion, yes no question are a type of question that only requires a yes no answer with characteristic like the example on the next slide. He goes to school. Dia pergi ke sekolah. He doesn't go to school. Dia tidak pergi ke sekolah. Does he go to school? Apakah dia pergi ke sekolah? One of the characteristic is that the question words are not in the form of what, when, who, age. Instead, the question word in the form of and auxiliary verbs like is, am, are, do, does, did, have, age, or modal like can, could, will, age. Yes or no question formula. Formula helping verb plus subject plus main verb and plus question mark. Helping verbs are auxiliary verbs like to be, do, have, and modal auxiliaries like can, could, will, would, shall, should, may, might, must. The subject is the perpetrator of the sentence, namely I, you, they, we, he, she, it, Aisha, Rudy, and Aisha. Main verb is a verb that shows actions such as play, go, walk, swim, and so on. It can also be an adjective that shows characteristic. Example of yes/no question sentence along with the answer. Can we do it? Bisakah kita melakukan itu? Yes. Or in full? Yes, we can. You can say no, or in full, no, he isn't. Number 2, is he a doctor? Apakah dia seorang dokter? You can say yes, or in full, yes, he is. Or you can say no, or in full, no, he isn't. WH question. Definition of WH question. Of course, we often ask other people about things we don't know. Like, what is your name, where do you live, and when does school start, and so on. In English, this type of question is called a WH question because all questions start from the words W plus H, such as what, where, when, why, which, who, whom, whose, and how. What is WH question? WH question are a group of question words that are used to ask about something such as time, place, person, object, age. WH question can also be called open question because they explain something, not just to get a yes/no answer. Types of question. What is used to ask for information about something. For example, what is your name? What are you doing? And what should you do? Where, di mana. Where used to ask for a location or place. For example, where are my bag? Di mana tasku? Where are you now? Di mana kamu sekarang? When, kapan. When used to ask the time. Example of sentence. When does the bus arrive? Kapan bisnya sampai? When does the train from Yogyakarta arrive? Kapan kereta dari Yogyakarta tiba? Why? Kenapa? Why used to ask for a reason. Example of sentence. Why do you hate cats? Kenapa kamu membenci kucing? Which, yang mana. Which used to ask for certainty of choice between people, object, or things. Example of sentence. Which dress is better for me? Gaun mana yang lebih cocok untukku? Atau gaun mana yang lebih baik untukku? Which group do you join in? Kelompok mana yang kamu bergabung? Who, siapa? Who used to ask people? Example of sentence. Who is that girl? Siapa perempuan itu? Who is the most famous singer in Indonesia? Siapa penyanyi yang paling terkenal di Indonesia? How, bagaimana? How used to ask about condition or circumstances. Example of sentence. How are you? Bagaimana kabarmu? How does this work? Bagaimana cara kerja ini? Formula for WH question. WH plus auxiliary verb like to be, do, have, and plus subject plus main verb and plus question mark. Example of sentence. What are you doing? Where do you put the sugar? WH question to ask about the subject. We can use who or what plus predicate. So let's make an example with it. Add indefinite pronoun. Subject, someone or something to indicate that the subject is unknown. To form a WH question in the first and second sentence. Simply replace the indefinite pronouns with who and what, while in the third sentence, the indefinite pronoun and its apostrophe are replaced with whose. As for the fourth sentence, the detail of the subject or this book are replaced by which. The following is an example of WH question sentence based on the four declarative sentence above. WH question to ask about the object. For the formula, we can put who or what plus auxiliary or dummy like do, does, did plus subject plus infinitive. We take for example the object somebody, someone or something to indicate that the object is a noun, and for example to indicate that the details of the object or object in the form of a noun pairs are unknown. To form a WH question in the first and second sentence, simply replace the indefinite pronoun with who and what. Move it to the front of the commas and move the auxiliary verbs can and may to the position of the pronoun. The third sentence does not have an auxiliary verb but only has the main verb like love. Because it doesn't have an auxiliary to form the WH question in the third sentence, you need the dummy auxiliary which will be placed after who. As for the fourth sentence, the detail of the subject this book in the form of noun pairs or replace it by which. Conclusion. So WH question is question to ask for information. The information request may be time, place, person, reason, or method. Like other forms of question, namely yes, no, and tag, WH question also end with a question mark. And yes, no question are question that requires a yes or iya or no, like tidak answer. Yes, no question are short question that only require yes or no answer. A yes, no question must place the auxiliary before the subject. How do you make yes, no question? Thank you. Alright, that wraps up everything I want to share today. Hope you find it as exciting as I did. Thank you so much for listening, and if you got any question, I'm all ears. See you later.